Okay. All right, everybody. This is kind of another impromptu, if you will, live that we're doing. I am between two screens right now. Originally, I am supposed to be presenting this for the Vive community on my Facebook platform, but I am as well sharing this to our Revolutionize platform on Instagram because the information is good, and why share it to one audience when I can share it to multiple audiences? Thank you to the technology that allows me to be able to do this. Thank you for everybody tuning in. So I'm gonna be reviewing with you what is accountability and the importance of accountability, especially this time of year. You know, this time of year, we had everybody jump on board for, their New Year's resolutions, New Year, new me, I'm gonna do this. But in addition, this time of the year, you see a lot of program hopping. You see a lot of people that want quick fixes. You see a lot of people that are not taking accountability for their actions and so forth. So they might be thinking they're doing a program and they aren't. So I'm going to dive into that a little bit. This video will be saved for future reference for anybody who misses this. I know this is like a super last minute thing that we're doing today. So first and foremost, I want to start off with a quote that I use often, and it is that you are in control of your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and your next move. That is in your control. And that is a responsibility that you have that nobody else really can affect. Sure, there's exterior factors that can affect what your next move is, but it's up to you and your decision and your choice to do so. Accountability is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's own action. And sometimes we need to put our egos to the side and take a deep look within ourselves and say, okay, am I following this plan? Am I responsible for my own actions? Am I blaming everybody else around me? And, you kind of have to have a pep talk with yourself on the topic. So we have internal and external accountability. Okay, your internal accountability is your accountability within yourself. Those are the things that you do when nobody's around. There's nobody there to cheer you on, to tell you what to do, to give you positive reinforcement, to see what you're doing. That's on you. That's things like, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna go to the gym. Or I tracked on my food and I'm not gonna eat anymore tonight. Or I woke up in the middle of the night and I decided to go open up my fridge and eat a bunch of food and not track it. That is your internal accountability. Nobody else is a part of that. And that's a huge part. Some people have a lot of internal accountability and some people don't. Now you have external accountability. This is you being accountable to other people, such as a coach, such as a professional, such as a personal trainer, a nutritionist. This is somebody who's checking in on you, somebody that you have appointments with, somebody that's supporting you and eager to hear about all of your success. But remember, they cannot do any of the work for you in order for you to achieve your goals while you're not with them. They can only provide support, tools, guidance, education, and so forth. It's up to you to take what you learn and apply it when you're outside of that office or outside of that appointment. And these things that you're going to hear about are applicable in every aspect of your life, not just nutrition, not just fitness, but it's applicable to your job, how you make money, testing in school, doing well on a sport team. I mean, you name it, it's applicable everywhere. And it's unfortunate. I'm seeing so many people just they're struggling with this. So I kind of want to dive into this with you guys. So, when we talk about how to stay accountable to yourself, I'm going to run through some tips that can definitely help you guys. So first, to be accountable to yourself, write down your health goals. The percentage of people who success in achieving their goals after they write them down or journal it or log it is through the roof. If you have a goal, speak it out loud, write it down, write it in a calendar, write it in your MyFitnessPal, write it in a journal. It's going to help you achieve the goal, seeing that goal in front of you more often. SMART goals is something that's spoken about often. SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. Whatever goals you are setting for yourself, you need to be able to answer all of those components of it. You need to be able to write all those components of it down. You need to have your short-term goals and know that your short-term goals are going to lead to the accomplishment of the longer-term goal. So it's important to have that detail-oriented thinking, but also that bigger picture thinking and having a nice balance of the two. Hey, Mary, good to see you. And yeah, the number one thing is be realistic. Be realistic with yourself. And be kind with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Know that your goals are going to take some time, and that's okay. Step by step. I tell those who I work with, one meal at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. You tackle it one by one by one. It can be overwhelming if you load it all onto yourself at one time, one thing at a time. In addition, as you tackle one task and complete it and accomplish it, it is going to motivate you. You're going to feel successful. Your confidence is going to go up. You're going to feel more sure about yourself. Wow, I was able to do that. Okay, let's see what else I can do. And it'll help you move forward to your next goal that you have set for yourself. So celebrate in those successes and let it motivate you. Let it inspire you and let it build that confidence within yourself that you will be able to achieve those future goals. Again, if you guys see me going back and forth between 2 cameras, I'm on 2 different platforms right now. Set reminders in your phone. It sounds funny, but I can't tell you how many people I have set reminders in their phone to be able to, okay, I have to do this at this time of day. It's like setting an appointment with yourself, whether it's for meal prep, whether it's eating your meal, whether it's going for your gym appointment. That is your appointment with yourself, and make yourself a priority. You're making everybody else a priority. Make yourself a priority as well. 100% has to happen. If you're not making yourself a priority and you're taking care of everybody else, not for nothing, for many people it leads to resentment, it leads to depression. Here I am taking care of everybody else, but what about me? That is going to bite you in the ass sooner or later. You're allowed to take care of other people. It's not a selfish thing to make time and make appointments for yourself as well. Remember that. Please remember that. This is also a good time to use your motivation. Okay, I'm the first person to tell you motivation never lasts. Motivation never lasts. Discipline is what helps us move forward, right? We're going to wake up some days, we're going to be able to take on the world, and other days we're like, F this, I don't want to do anything. And that's fine. It happens to the best of us. But when you're motivated, it is a good time to utilize that time to create the plan, create the schedule, create the behavior patterns that you're going to follow. You might notice you have behavior patterns that are unhealthy, and you might want to change those. This is a time to say, okay, if I'm triggered to normally stress eat at this time or normally have emotional eating, I identify the problem. What are ways that I can change this behavior? What are ways I can change this pattern, this cyclical pattern that keeps me stuck in this place time and time again? What can I do to change that? Use your motivated moments to create that plan. And when you are hitting a low point or a stress point or an emotional point, or you feel you're about to fall into an old behavior pattern, I want you to go back to where you wrote this down, where you wrote your new behavior patterns, where you wrote your plan, and I want you to execute it. Do not make an excuse here. This is your internal accountability. Nobody's going to be here to help you when this time comes. But what can help you is the conversation you had with yourself when you were motivated. They're your own words. And sometimes we do better listening to our own words. Sometimes we do better listening to the words of a professional, words that they gave us when we were in a good time, Apply it when you can. It's the only way to start changing your behaviors. Know your strengths and know your weaknesses. Call yourself out. Have a reality check with yourself. Have a pep talk with yourself. I can't tell you how many people really do need this time to call themselves out. I think many people are, and this is not all, I'm being a little rough right now. Many people have trouble putting their egos to the side and saying, it was my fault. All right, I got to take accountability for it, and I need to change this behavior pattern. Instead, they blame everybody else around them. Oh, it was my kids, my husband, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my dog got sick. The excuses, right? The excuses. The excuses get us nowhere. We need to have a plan of attack when things that are not planned come up. Otherwise, you will live the rest of your life having the excuses and not being able to achieve your goals, your dreams, your accomplishments, and so forth. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Reality check. Self-awareness is the first step to be able to make a change. Next, seek knowledge from a professional. Seek knowledge from somebody who's credentialed. Seek knowledge from somebody that you can trust. And also work with somebody who works with, your personality. Whether you're working with a therapist or a nutritionist or a fitness coach or a life coach or a doctor, a teacher, whatever. Work with somebody who has the proper education and the knowledge and the tools and all the things that can get you to your goals. Be honest with yourself. Always be honest with yourself. If you're lying to yourself, you're going to get nowhere as well, right? I can have a client in here say, I kicked ass all week, and they get nowhere, but secretly they're not telling me the truth. So now I think that the plan that I have for them is the perfect plan, and they're not getting goals, and I'm scratching my head, and I'm like, why aren't they able to achieve this? I don't understand why they're not hitting their goals. This doesn't even make sense. You got to be honest with yourself and honest with your coach so you both can help yourself. Again, this goes back to taking responsibility for your actions and not being upset about the results that you're not getting due to the work that you're not putting into it. Again, I'm going to repeat that. You cannot be upset about the results you are not getting due to the work that you are not putting in. This is applicable to nutrition and fat loss and weight loss and muscle gain and body transformation. It's the same thing as saying, I failed my test. I can't understand why I didn't pass it. Well, you didn't study. Or my bank account is empty. I have $0 in it. Well, you're not working, or you're spending more than you're making. This is all responsibility, being responsible for your actions and holding yourself accountable. Again, our choices, our thoughts, our actions, they lead to reactions. They lead to consequence. They lead to results or lack of results. It's our responsibility and our choice to make the right decisions to get us to the next step in accomplishing our goals. It's not up to anybody else. And I'll be the first to say that I've had life kick me in the ass far too many times to fucking count. There's a ton of stuff that I've gone through myself that nobody knows about. But in that moment, it was my decision to either let that hold me back, let it hinder me, let it make me say, F this, I'm done. Or I say, well, they're an asshole, or that happened and it was out of my control. What can I do instead? Maybe my plan changed. Maybe I need to think on the fly, a new plan. But in addition, not letting anybody else hold me back from achieving my goals. And I can't stress that enough to you guys. Don't let anybody ever hold you back from achieving your goals. If you need to make modifications to your plan, you do so. If you need to work with a professional to make modifications to your plan, you reach out. This is where that external accountability is going to come in. For some, there's only so much that we can do. We might need some support. So let's dive into the external accountability. First, I'm going to say share your goals with other people, whether it's on social media and you need that type of accountability, whether it's with your spouse, your therapist, your nutritionist, your coach at the gym. Share your goals. Talk about them. You've written them down. Now bring other people to create a support group that's going to help you accomplish it. Be honest with others. Again, I was talking about this with the internal accountability, but being honest with others. Sometimes it's nice to tell them a goal, but again, put your ego to the side. If you didn't accomplish that goal, you could admit it. Be like, yeah, this happened and I couldn't handle it. I couldn't achieve my goal. That's okay also. Be honest with others, especially your coach, especially your nutritionist. The honesty and that communication is going to help you. It is very valuable. The more we know as coaches and nutritionists, the more we can help you. I can't stress it enough. I can't read minds. Our staff cannot read minds. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. If you tell us what's going on, we might be able to give you a better, more detailed game plan. Utilize us. Utilize your support system. What I want to stress again is the importance of knowing your responsibility as somebody who's trying to achieve something versus somebody else's responsibility of you trying to achieve something. Majority of the responsibility is on you. It is. But if you can have a support system around you, somebody who can teach you, somebody who can guide you, somebody who can celebrate the victories with you, somebody who can encourage you. I can't stress the importance of that either. Now, me as a nutritionist, can I pop out of your refrigerator at midnight and be like, no, don't eat that? No, I cannot do that. Can I pop in your kitchen and be like, here, I measured this chicken out perfectly for you, eat this? No, I cannot do that. That is up to you to be responsible enough in tracking and weighing and measuring your foods, going to your gym sessions, doing your 3 sessions you said you were going to do this week, instead of coming into Rev and saying, yeah, I worked out, but you never did. So again, you have your internal and your external accountability. Now, things to not do and to be wary of is program hopping. You need to be patient in your progress into achieving something. You need to be patient. If you give up and start over, or give up and jump to another program and another program and another program, you are stuck. You are not going to be able to progress at all. And that's very hard for people to do in this day and age, as impatient people have only learned to become even more impatient, as everything is so easily accessible to us in everything that we do. So watch out for program hopping. Watch out for just giving up before you give yourself enough time to achieve. Progress takes time in anything that you do. Don't blame others. If you, again, this goes back to you making a choice and you acting on your thoughts and reacting to external stressors in your life. You can't blame others. There comes a point where you have to kind of take a deep dive into yourself and have like a pep talk with yourself. You know, what could I have done better? What could I have done better? How could I have tackled this stressor in a different way? What could I have done to get me in the right direction, instead of falling into an old behavior pattern and so forth? It's the only way we progress in life, is to make those changes. Make sure you're accurate when you are tracking your food. Are you just eyeballing and saying that you tracked perfectly during the week, or did you actually weigh, measure, and track everything correctly for your goals? Keep that in mind. Things you also don't want to do is to ignore your accountability partners. So if you have like a gym buddy or a coach or a nutritionist or a therapist, don't ignore them. If they are reaching out to you, if they are sending you emails, phone calls, answer them. If you have a scheduled appointment with them, go to your appointment. Don't not go because I wasn't good this week, or I'm not feeling up to it this week. No, go. Even when you are not feeling it, those are like the most important times to follow through. Another thing, if you are frustrated with yourself because you're going through some shit, it happens. Don't take it out on other people. Do not displace your anger out on other people. It is not their fault, especially if there's somebody that is trying to help you. It sounds like such a random one to bring up, but it's something that we see very, very often. And it's kind of sad. If you're going through some rough stuff, the best thing to do is communicate your feelings. Tell the person honestly what you're really going through, and they can better understand what you're going through and perhaps even help you in your pursuit of achieving a goal. Don't get angry at people. Don't take your aggression out on people. Instead, open up to them and communicate. We actually did a whole seminar on toxic relationships and things like that, and how sometimes relationships with any type of relationship in life, friendship, spouse, therapist, whatever, how it's important to, again, hold yourself accountable as a communicator within that relationship, and say, could I have done a better job at communicating my feelings in order to get a better result? Remember, nobody can read your mind. Nobody knows what you want, so don't play those games. Tell them what you want and what you need, and hopefully they can reciprocate and give you those things that you need, or you can meet somewhere in the middle. Remember, another person cannot do all the work for you either. It's a team effort. Team effort. Things to do. Celebrate in your success. If you achieve something, that's freaking awesome. Celebrate it and let it build your confidence to achieve something else. Let it motivate you. Go to your follow-ups, even if you're not in the mood. Face the music. Do your scans. Again, hold yourself accountable. Listen to the advice of the professionals. If they're trying to help you, take their advice and utilize it. Answer any check-ins, any method of somebody trying to reach out to you, whether it's an email, a phone call, a DM, a little emoji or reaction on your social media, that's them reaching out. That's them trying to say, hey, I got my eyes on you. I'm here to support you. Just work with them a little bit. Don't ignore them, especially if you need the extra help. Ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. That is what a professional that you hire is here for. If they don't have the answer to that question, we are happy to sit and do research, or somebody else who could help you further in that department. Not only do you have your nutritionist here at Revolutionize, but you have Randy and I as well. You are more than welcome to always CC us on an email, so you know that your nutritionist is seeing, as well as Randy and I, and we can kind of come together as a group to help you further. Watch, listen, and participate in our live streams. So this is an impromptu one. I do not expect for people to be logging into this right now, but normally we do them Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, and we do a different nutrition topic each week, but it's a great opportunity for everybody in the comments to talk with one another, ask questions, offer their advice, learn something new, ask us questions. That is what they're there for. So we're putting all this content out there for everybody to use, so use it. It's valuable stuff, it's good stuff, and it's free. It's free for the community. That's what we're here. We like doing this stuff. Other things you can do, make sure you're being honest with yourself with your tracking of your food and so forth. Keep things out of the house that may trigger you. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people that may motivate you, that you look up to, that might be able to give you some words of encouragement when you're having a rough day. But remember, it's your responsibility to act on whatever feelings you're having. And another thing, which I'm going to repeat, write your goals out. You have a goal for yourself, write that shit down. Write it down. So I hope that today helped a little bit. Again, I needed to dive into this because this is a time that we're seeing a lot of people play the blame game and not holding themselves accountable. And normally my live streams are very light and fluffy and whatnot, but this is one of those things that nobody else is responsible for the things that you do to yourself or the things that you do to achieve a goal. So keep that in mind. Don't let others affect you unless it's in a positive way. Keep that negative energy out and keep working on yourself. Keep discovering more about yourself. Keep learning about your strengths and your weaknesses and make your weaknesses stronger. That's what life is all about. And I really want you to take that opportunity to kind of kick yourself in the ass if you need to and say, I'm done with the excuses. I'm done with the reasoning. I need to change certain behaviors or change certain patterns or change certain things in my life that can finally help me achieve the goals that I want to achieve, so I'm not stuck in the same place year after year after year. So if you need help with that, contact us at Revolutionize. If you're already at Revolutionize, utilize your nutritionist, utilize us, and know what your responsibilities are and what our responsibilities are. We are here to help you. We are here to finally help you make a change in your life. So please, again, use us, reach out. If you're on our Vive or if you're new to this Revolutionize community, we have a lot of our videos and content available on our social media. Revolutionize USA is our Instagram. Our Facebook is Revolutionize Nutrition. Our YouTube is Revolutionize Nutrition. Might be like Michele, Zandman, Frankel or something. We do newsletters here. We just have so much content for you guys. And I just want to make sure that you're all aware of the content and the support and the services that we offer. And if you're new and you want to check out Revolutionize, go to revolutionizeusa.com. All of our information and our programming is there. We do complimentary initial consultations and Fit 3D scans. You work one-on-one with your nutritionist. You have constant contact with them, weekly follow-ups with them. You can email them daily accountability instead of just weekly. We perform your Fit 3D scans every 2 weeks to track and assess all of your progress. It's truly a beautiful, beautiful community of people that we have here. We have a really great time. And again, we're here to help you tackle the issues you have that have been keeping you stuck in the same patterns for years and years and years, and you really, truly want to make a change. So reach out to us. We are here for you guys. I love you all. And then if you know somebody that can benefit from listening or watching this, please shoot it over their way. If you're used to watching us, me and Randy are usually like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, working off each other and being a little kooky. But I had full focus today and kind of needed to give us all a responsibility reality check. And that goes for me too. I do this to myself every day. So if there's anything I can do better for you guys, please tell me. I'm all ears. I'm always learning as well. And I'm always here to give you guys the best that I am capable of giving. That's all I want for y'all. And that's all I had to say about that. So I hope you guys have a great day. I love you. We have an amazing seminar tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. with another Michele, Michele, the millennial therapist, and she's going to be talking about our relationships with ourselves and how they parallel with our relationships with food and how we treat ourselves. They are one and the same, and we're going to dive into that. And I really look forward to seeing you guys. You're going to see a little bit more action tomorrow, split screen. She'll be splitting the screen with Randy and I, and it's a lot of action, so good luck keeping up with us. And feel free to ask us questions in the comments as always. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. Hey, Andrew, I see you. Take it easy, everybody. Bye, Vive. See you guys, and see you, Rev Crew. Catch you later.